Here are crucial tips to improve your game in this current patch. We have 5 for attacking side and 5 for defensive side. Use these tips to improve your game, and if you implement them well, you will be able to win more games against tough opponents. So let's jump into the video. The first tip is on the defensive side, and that's jockeying a lot with your center backs. I have been playing some games trying to figure out how I can defend effectively right now, and I realized that you have to be cautious with your center backs, and using jockey while controlling them is the best way to defend right now. As you see here, my opponent didn't jockey with his center back, and it was easy for me to get past his defender and sprint in behind. So if you don't jockey, it's easier for the opponent to get past your defender just by a simple turn. So always be using the jockey system while controlling your center backs. Like here, the opponent performs a skill move. I'm holding jockey to hold my position. I approach and tackle the ball. Unfortunately, it bounced back to his player. I'm also approaching with my fullback holding jockey. I switch to my center back and jockey to apply pressure. As you see, the opponent is good at maintaining possession, but in this situation, I jockey well with my center backs, and he couldn't get through. I get the opportunity when I'm close and tackle the ball. Another one here, the opponent passes to his striker. As you see, I'm accidentally dragging away my center back. Just the problem is here, you see, I flick the right analog towards this center back to pull him to apply pressure, but the game didn't register that switch because it was a half flick. Anyway, I managed to switch to him. Here I hold jockey and move my center back to close up this space. I see the opponent reading that and he's dribbling away, so I quick react and approach, get close and tackle the ball, and so that's how reactive your defender is when you jockey. The next tip is to always be observing the opponent's selected defender. You have to be moving your eyes around. One look on your player and another one on the opponent's defender. Here you will be able to see which action is the opponent doing with his defenders. Then you react accordingly. Observing the opponent's defender helps you to get that clean first touch. You can dribble safely and effectively without getting into trouble, then also choosing the right passing options. Like I see my winger sprinting down the wing and I pass to her. As I'm about to control the ball and sprint, I see the opponent overcommitted with his fullback. So I release the sprint button and I control the ball away from this defender into this open space and keep the ball safe. Also, here I pass to my striker. I see the opponent moving his defender towards this direction, so I control the ball this way into the space, and I even use the sprint touch because this defender is the last man of the defense. And boom, I beat the opponent's defender with pace, and I get in behind and score. It's also important to observe the opponent's selected defender when dribbling, such that you don't dribble into that defender. Like here, I pass to my midfielder. As I turn to face forward, I see the opponent applying pressure with his midfielder, so I turn away to dribble safe and protect the ball. But it's not over, because the opponent is so reactive. As I'm turning, I see him moving his player at the end point of the dribble, so I turn to the opposite direction. Still, I see him moving towards that direction, and then I turn back to the opposite direction and leave his defender behind. It's easy to beat average opponents with safe dribbling, but good opponents, they will react to that. Read your turns, so keep your eyes on that defender. Then also passing. I know passing is a simple skill, but I see some players passing the ball into a closed passing lane. So always see what the opponent is doing with his defender and make sure you pass to open passing lanes. Next is faking directions. If you struggle with breaking the opponent's defense, or even building up, it's because you're too predictable when dribbling. There's no purpose as to why you're dribbling. But using the fake of direction, sometimes when dribbling, is a game changer. Faking directions. It's effective in 3 areas. One on the wing. Here as I pass to my winger, I control the ball into the space, but the opponent is tightly pressing my player. So I dribble like I'm turning away to protect the ball. As the opponent reacts to that, I immediately turn back and exploit the space he left. Then inside the box, I use it to be creative and unpredictable. Like here I pass to my striker, having this extra pass, so I dribble like I'm going towards the byline, tricking the opponent to follow my player. Then I turn back, and boom, his defender is out of the picture, and I take that pass and score. Then when I have a through pass, still trying to be unpredictable, like here I have this running player. I fake directions moving left to right, just trying to confuse and making it hard for the opponent to track that run, and I get the right timing and release the ball to get in behind. even though defending is a little bit hard than before in this current patch, but standing tackles, they are so effective, and most especially if you tackle when you're close to the opponent's player. These close tackles are the most effective and consistent way to win the ball when defending. Like here, the opponent passes to his striker with space to sprint in behind. I'm using Jockey at the moment, but I feel like the situation needs to sprint. I move and get close as the opponent make this heavy touch, and I just tackle and win the ball easily. Even here, the opponent passes to his striker. Tackle when you're close to the opponent's player. And I speed Jockey as he controls the ball. When I see that my defender is close to the ball holder, I just tackle and win the ball. Sometimes I just switch early enough and get close to the ball holder. By the time they control the ball, I just tackle and take the ball. Still, if you feel like the opponent always reacts to your actions in time and you find it hard to break the opponent, the problem is your passing. You're so predictable when passing, and there's no threat in your passing game. So start using one-touch passes sometimes, and you will see how you will break defenses. And this current patch one-touch passing is so effective, the short pass speed is way much better now, and the consistency is on point. For example, here I pass to my midfielder, use one-touch pass to my striker, then another one-touch pass to my midfielder, always observing that defender. I control the ball away, and I get this through pass and take it. So just using the one-touch passing forced the opponent to drag his center back out of position, and I use that advantage and punish him. One-touch passing is so important because you can move the ball quick without giving the opponent time to close up spaces and passing lanes. And the main issue is player switching to the right defender if you pass like this. If you struggle with defending right now, right stick switch is the key defense tool you need to learn in this game. If you can't switch using the right analog switch, then forget about defending. This is the main defense tool. This current patch, you have to be defending proactively. You have to be able to control your defenders from different angles. Like here, the opponent sends his player on the run, using the right analog switch. I select my fullback because he's not close to the ball, and he's in the crucial position to stop that pass. I close down the ball receiver, then I switch back to my closest defender to apply pressure to his ball holder. The opponent feels the pressure and release the pass. But since I already moved my fullback close to that player, I just press the tackling button and win the ball. Then here the opponent is trying to go for this counterattack, but see what I'm doing. I'm using the right analog switch to reposition my back four defenders and closing down spaces and passing lanes, and the opponent had no space, so he forced the pass and I take the ball. Defending right now is for the sweaty. There's no passive defending right now because attacking is more overpowered. You have to defend when all your brain cells are active. So the best way to defend right now is to give your opponent less space to use. You have to be tight and close to his players. I mean, zero distance. So you have to switch players quick and pull them to close down spaces. The opponent has to feel pressure from different angles. For example here, the opponent is passing to his winger, but see I'm already tight on him. But I quickly realize he can pass first time in the middle. So I switch to my central defenders and move them to crog the middle area. And here is what I mean by zero distance. Try to switch players quick enough and close up spaces to make it hard for the opponent to outplay these situations. Such that even if you make any mistake like mistiming tackles, you quickly switch to another defender and close up any available option, or apply pressure immediately. But the key is to make sure the opponent feels the pressure, and you do that by getting close. The effective way to create options while moving forward is to send your players on the run. If you want to attack like a beast and overwhelm the opponent, always be sending your forward players and create passing options, giving the opponent hard time to stop your attack as you force him to defend uncomfortable. Like here, as I pass to my striker, I trigger this winger to sprint forward using the L1 trigger, just aiming the left analog towards her and press L1. And by the time I received the ball, she was in a good position to receive the ball, and I just take that through pass and break the opponent's defense, and I managed to convert this opportunity into a goal. Then here I pass to my midfielder using the give and go technique, sending this winger forward. Then I pass to my striker and get a clear passing angle and pass to my winger. And just like that, the opponent's fullback is nowhere to be seen. This opens up space in the middle because the opponent has to drag his center back towards that side. I cut inside immediately and score. Defending sometimes it's not enough. There are moments which are beyond that jockey or tackling skill, and that's where you have to implement some goalkeeper movement. Though some opponents are good and they can see that you're moving the goalkeeper and shoot to the opposite direction, but still don't play like an average player. Move your goalkeeper. Even that good opponent you're scared of sometimes can miss the timing and shoot towards your direction and you save that goal. Here I pulled the goalkeeper first. Then I moved him to the right direction and saved this shot. It's just gambling and being creative sometimes. Here the opponent breaks and he's controlling Mo Salah. On his left foot, what do you expect? I move my goalkeeper towards the far post angle and save this finesse shot. Then here the opponent is having this large open space. Still here, long shot is an option. So I double tap on the triangle button. It's also the quickest way to move your goalkeeper if you didn't know. And he always moved towards the far post as you see here, and he managed to save this shot. Using the broken mechanic for your own advantages, it's okay, because still if you don't, the opponent will use it against you, so learn the meta mechanics. And good enough. We have a well-explained video about the meta tricks. Check it, link in the description. So that's it. If you liked the video, hit the like button as it helps us a lot. Thanks for watching.